All right, welcome back everyone to the deep dive. On this show, we like to take one specific study or idea or concept, and we like to dive deep into it.
That's right, we do. We really get into the nitty-gritty, and this one's no different.
No, not at all. So this time around, we're looking at how insulin works in the liver specifically. We've got this transcript from a video called Metabolism Made Easy on YouTube, and we're going to be diving into that today.
Sounds pretty complex.
It is, but we're going to try to break it down.
Make it easy.
Made easy, right. So big picture here. You eat, your blood sugar rises, and the liver, well, it plays a major role in managing that glucose.
Yeah, that's a really important point. The liver's doing a lot of work after you eat, particularly with all that glucose from your meal.
So let's get specific. How does insulin actually tell the liver what to do with this glucose?
Well, the video transcript points out a couple of stimulatory effects, like first we've got glycogenesis.
Glycogenesis, break that down for me.
Basically, it's how the liver stores glucose for later use. Insulin tells the liver cells, hey, grab that glucose from the bloodstream, turn it into glycogen, and store it. Kind of like packing away leftovers.
Like making a deposit in the glucose bank.
Exactly, a glucose bank.
Mm-hmm.
And this is super important because if someone has insulin resistance, this whole storage process is thrown off, and that can lead to high blood sugar.
Gotcha. So storing it away is one thing. What about using it right away?
That's where glycolysis comes in.
Glycolysis, the other stimulatory effect the transcript highlights.
Yeah, so instead of storing glucose for later, the liver uses glycolysis to break it down for immediate energy.
So glycogen is like a savings account. Glycolysis is like spending cash.
That's a great way to put it. Spend now, save for later. And the transcript even gives us some hard numbers here. These two pathways, glycogenesis and glycolysis, they account for almost 60% of all the glucose in your blood after a meal.
Wow, almost 60%. That's huge.
It is. It really highlights how much work the liver is doing.
Absolutely. But insulin doesn't just tell the liver to take glucose in, it also tells it to stop releasing more, right?
You got it. Insulin has these inhibitory effects too, like it puts the brakes on glycogenolysis.
Glycogenolysis. Now that sounds familiar.
Remember how the liver stores glucose as glycogen? Well, glycogenolysis is the opposite. It's breaking that glycogen back down into glucose so the liver can release it back into the bloodstream.
Ah, I see. So insulin basically says, hold on, no need to release more glucose. We've got plenty already.
Exactly. And the other inhibitory effect is gluconeogenesis.
Gluconeogenesis, that's a mouthful.
It is, but basically it's how the liver makes new glucose from non-carbohydrate sources. Insulin stops this process too.
So it's all about keeping that blood sugar level nice and balanced.
Right on. Insulin's given the liver clear directions. Take in glucose, store some, use some, but definitely don't make or release more right now.
Makes sense. Now, the transcript mentions all of this happens through its receptor and a subsequent cascade of intracellular events. What exactly is going on inside the liver cells?
Or imagine the insulin receptor on a liver cell as a docking station, right?
Okay, a docking station. I can picture that.
So when insulin, the spaceship, docks there, it sets off a chain reaction inside the cell. This is that cascade of events the transcript talks about.
Like dominoes falling one after another.
Exactly. And this domino effect flips switches inside the cell. Some enzymes are activated, others are deactivated, and ultimately that controls whether glucose is stored or released.
So the bottom line here is that insulin plays a huge role in managing blood sugar. It tells the liver what to do with glucose after you eat, whether to store it, use it, or stop releasing more, and that's all critical for maintaining healthy blood sugar levels.
Absolutely. If you understand this, you have a much better idea of how your metabolism works, especially after a meal. You can see why insulin resistance can lead to problems if the liver can't respond properly to insulin signals.
Exactly. It's like a symphony conductor directing the orchestra, keeping everything in harmony.
Great analogy.
This deep dive into how insulin works in the liver really highlights the complex interactions happening inside our bodies all the time. Makes you wonder what other intricate mechanisms are at play, keeping everything in check without us even realizing it.
Right. The body's incredible.
It is, and that's something to ponder. Thanks for joining us for this exploration of insulin's effects on the liver.
Until next time.